Bitch, please. It's tarot time. Welcome to your weekly tarot tea, where we pull cards and spill cosmic truth for each zodiac sign. I'm Moonlily, your mystical bestie, here to help you align, vibe higher, and decode the divine. Whether you're a fiery Aries or a dreamy Pisces, these messages are meant to guide your week with intention and intuition. So grab your matcha, light a candle, and let's see what the cards have to say. Welcome back, my mystical misfits and stargazing sweethearts. In this episode, the cards aren't lying, but your ex probably is. This week, we're flipping the script a little because Mini Moonlily is in the house. That's right, she's joining me after a Q&A sesh that's sweet, spicy, and just witchy enough to get us banned from boring. Then, we're diving into tarot readings for each zodiac sign with the sass, the smoke, and the soul medicine you know I'm bringing. And yes, we'll be wrapping it all up with your questions in the listener Q&A, because your curiosity is as juicy as your birth chart. So light a candle, stir your tea, and prepare thy spirit, because this episode is spellbound and star-kissed. Now, before we jump into the tarot tea, I've got a very special guest with me here tonight. She's part sass, part stardust, and 100% Mini Moonlily. We sat down for a little Q&A, and let's just say you're not ready for her answers. So grab your glitter pen and your snack of choice, because here comes the little witchlet herself. Question 1. What inspired you to be a co-host for this podcast?
You offered me, and I thought it would be really cool to be on a podcast. So, you.
Question 2. Are you into witchy stuff?
Absolutely. I collect crystals, and I even have some tarot cards.
Question 3. Do you have witches in your family?
Yes, I do. My Nana and my mom.
Question 4. Have you ever done any tarot readings or any spells?
I've done a few readings and spells, but I hope to do more in the future.
Question 5. What's your favorite crystal?
I would say aquamarine because it's my birthstone and it's really pretty too. Moonlily, what inspired you to make a podcast?
So what had happened was some friends at work had said that I had a nice soothing voice and I should do a podcast. And I was like, I don't even know what I would do a podcast about. And then I got to thinking about it, and I love doing tarot cards, and I could do tarot card readings, but break it up for zodiac signs and do one each week. And just do it like a simple little 3-card pull.
When did you start liking witchy stuff?
Well, I've always had an interest in things that some people call gifts and some people call abilities. I started researching those things, and then later in life, it led to other beliefs.
What gifts did you research?
I got this book when I was about 15 years old about how to develop your psychic abilities. And I pretty much kept that my focus. Like, I wanted to learn about, like, telepathy and clairvoyance and, like grounding and stuff like that.
Do you have any kids?
I do have one child who's not actually a child anymore. I have a daughter who has a little boy and a little girl of her own.
Does your daughter like witchy stuff too?
Yes, my daughter's into crystals, spells, energy cleansing, and tarot reading, actually. Okay, how iconic was that? Mini Moonlily always delivers the magic. Tiny but mighty, just like a wand in a glitter holster.
Now it's time to get into your business, boo. The cards are laid out, the cauldron is hot, and no sign is safe. We're starting with Aquarius and working our way through to Capricorn with all the cosmic sass, shadow tea, and spirit wisdom you know and love. Let's see what the stars and the cards have to say about you this week.
Ooh, starting off hot this week, aren't we? Let's dive into it. Here comes your sass, sparkle, and spiritual truth, Aquarius. Things are moving fast, like broomstick blazing through the stratosphere fast. The 8 of Wands says the energy is flowing, texts are pinging, and plans are suddenly clicking into place like cosmic dominoes. But here comes the Emperor in the obstacle spot, acting like a grumpy grandpa who insists you color it inside the lines. Sir, this is a vibe, not a filing cabinet. The realty, you're being challenged to balance the chaos of momentum with the structure needed to harness it. You're not meant to control the speed. You're meant to steer with intention. The Ace of Wands and advice. Oh, honey, light that spark. This is your permission slip from the universe to say yes to something bold, brave, and maybe even a little reckless. In a fun way. If the inspiration hits, run with it. Just don't forget to bring your GPS, cosmic or otherwise. Your witch's orders. Stop waiting for perfect timing. It's now. Channel that fire, claim your space, and don't let an outdated rule book keep you grounded when your wings are ready.
Yes, Pisces, we've got a spicy little cocktail of grounded ambition, bold beginnings, and a flirt with your darker side. Let's stir it up. Alright, you've been steady, dependable, and maybe even boring lately, and I say that with love. The Knight of Pentacles has you trudging along, checking the boxes, showing up on time, but honey, just because it's productive doesn't mean it's satisfying. Now enter the Ace of Wands in the obstacle spot, waving its flaming wand like, come play. But that fresh spark of inspiration might feel too wild or disruptive for your current pace. You're torn between lighting a fire and keeping your hands clean. Cute dilemma. Then the shadow side saunters in with a little smirk and whispers, what are you afraid of? This card isn't telling you to go full chaos goblin. It's telling you to face the urges you've been stuffing down. Whether it's fear of failure, craving control, or doubting your worth, it's time to unchain yourself, babe. Witch's orders for Pisces. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to shake things up. Let yourself explore what excites and scares you. And don't confuse discipline with self-denial.
Oh, snap, Aries. This is giving emotional WWE meets twin flame drama with a plot twist ending. Buckle up, Firestarter. We're about to stir the cauldron. It's been messy. The Five of Swords screams, was it worth it? You may have won an argument or staked your ground, but now you're left with the aftertaste of a hollow victory. Or maybe someone else played dirty and you're the one standing there like, seriously? Enter the Ten of Swords in the obstacle position like the drama queen she is. Full-blown betrayal, rock bottom, backstab central. But here's the twist. This card's in your way because you might be holding on to a painful ending instead of healing it. Are you reliving the hurt just to prove a point? Be honest, babe. Then the lovers waltz in like a rom-com redemption arc. And raw vulnerability. You're being asked to choose connection over combat, truth over pride, and love of self or another over old stories. Your witch's orders. Let the swords go, darling. You've already bled enough. Choose the path that feels like healing, not ego. Love doesn't always look like surrender. It looks like power with softness.
Ooh, Taurus. Double sevens and a night with an agenda? This one's got I see through the BS, but I'm too polite to say it out loud energy written all over it. Let's call it what it is. Someone's playing games, or maybe you're the one being a little too strategic. The Seven of Swords whispers secrets, side eyes, and sneaky intentions. Whether it's someone not being upfront with you, or you not being real with yourself, there's a vibe of hidden agendas and quiet exits. Trust your instincts. They're not being dramatic, they're being accurate. Meanwhile, that Seven of Pentacles in the obstacle position is showing your frustration. You planted the seeds, watered them with blood, sweat, and witchy tears, and yet you're staring at the garden like, why isn't this blooming already? Impatience meets distrust, a recipe for spiraling. But then the Knight of Swords gallops in, sword drawn, looking like he's ready to storm the castle. This is your sign to stop tiptoeing. Speak your truth. Ask the hard questions. Make bold moves instead of waiting for someone else to come clean. Just don't be reckless. Cut through illusions, not people. Witch's orders for Taurus. Stop romanticizing what should be and take action based on what it is. Call out the games, own your truth, and move faster than your fear.
Oh, Gemini. This is giving, I said what I said, and now I'm crying in the bathroom about it. It's smart, it's powerful, it's a little tragic, and it's oh so you. Queen of Swords at your situation means you've recently stepped into your power, but like Ice Queen realness. You're sharp, observant, and not afraid to cut someone off with a look and a single deadly sentence. You're operating from wisdom, but maybe also operating from wounds. The magician in your obstacle spot, that's you second-guessing your ability to actually create what you want. All the tools are there, but self-doubt is whispering, what if it doesn't work? Or worse, what if I'm the problem? Spoiler alert, you're not. But you do have to believe in your own magic if you want it to activate. Now the Five of Cups struts in, soaking wet from a pity party, saying, I miss what was, even if it sucked. This card is your permission slip to grieve, but not to give up. Acknowledge what didn't work, but don't forget to look at what's still standing. Your witch's orders, honor your hurt, but don't let it ruin the show. You're not too much. You're just powerful, and power can be lonely until it finds its people. Keep conjuring. You're closer than you think.
Cancer. This is pure mystical mom energy with the side of stop pouring into people who bring paper cups to your crystal goblet. Let's give this tender-hearted tale the sass and sacred spin it deserves. Cancer, you've been in giver mode, generous with your time, energy, and probably your last cinnamon broomstick too. The Six of Pentacles says you're playing the role of provider, but are you actually receiving in return, or just hoping good karma will eventually circle back with snacks? Then we meet the Hierophant in the obstacle spot, throwing tradition at you like it's holy water. Someone, maybe even you, is clinging to old school rules, outdated beliefs, or this is just how it's done energy. You may feel pressure to conform, to be the good witch, the reliable one, the spiritual caretaker, but at what cost? Enter your royal self, the Queen of Cups, soft, intuitive, sacred, and unfazed by outside expectations. She's here to say, tune in, not out. You don't need external permission to prioritize your emotional well-being. Let your intuition, not your conditioning, lead you. Witch's orders for Cancer. Stop letting obligation outrank intuition. You can be spiritual and set boundaries. This week, protect your sacred heart and remember, emotional generosity doesn't mean self-sacrifice.
Ooh, Leo. This is such a main character arc that I almost want to cue the dramatic background music. You're moving from why is nothing working to I am the dang light. Let's roll out your velvet cosmic carpet. You've been patient, too patient. The Seven of Pentacles says you're tending your garden, showing up, doing the work, inner and outer, but the harvest just isn't there yet. And you're starting to wonder if the seeds were even magical in the first place. Spoiler alert, they are. The Five of Pentacles in your obstacle spot, that's your lack mindset talking. Feeling left out, unsupported, or like the universe somehow missed your RSVP. Whether it's financial stress or emotional scarcity, there's a fear of being left alone in the cold. But darling, you're not locked out. You've been looking through the wrong door. Now cue the entrance of the sun, like the glittering goddess she is. This is your spotlight moment. Joy, clarity, warmth, truth, it's all waiting for you to step out from the shadows and claim it. The sun doesn't ask for permission to shine, neither should you. Your witch's orders, shake off the scarcity spell, reclaim your joy. Something beautiful is blooming. Don't walk away before the first petal opens. You are the light, Leo. Act like it.
Virgo, this is giving do not disturb. I'm incubating brilliance, but also slightly overwhelmed and pretending I'm fine. Rest, spark, and indecision. Let's unpack this perfectly chaotic little package. Virgo, your current vibe is not now, overthink later. The Four of Swords says you're in, or desperately need, a period of rest, recovery, or just time away from the madness. You may be feeling mentally fried or emotionally wrung out, and guess what? That doesn't make you lazy, it makes you human. But the Ace of Wands is hovering like a cosmic espresso shot that you can't quite drink yet. Inspiration is knocking, ideas are bubbling, energy is stirring. But the timing feels off, or you just don't have the space to chase it. The guilt about not doing enough is real, Then comes the Two of Swords and Advice, looking like a whole existential staring contest. You're stuck at a fork in the road, unsure what to choose or when to leap. But this card reminds you, sometimes clarity comes after rest, not before. You don't need to know the whole path right now. Just trust your inner compass and pick one next step. Witch's orders for Virgo. Don't force the spark. Rest now so you can rise later. Your decision doesn't have to be perfect. Just honest. Your intuition already knows the answer. You just need quiet long enough to hear it.
Oh, Libra, honey. This is deep shadow work and heals energy. You're shedding illusions, confronting inner demons, and being asked to redefine what truth means to you. Let's go full witch therapist on this one. The Ten of Swords, as your situation, says it's over. Period. Something has ended or needs to, and dragging it any further is just poking at your own wounds. This is betrayal, heartbreak, burnout, the whole dramatic collapse. You don't need to keep holding it together. Let it fall. The shadow side slides in as your obstacle, whispering fears, temptations, and maybe even some toxic patterns you thought you'd outgrown. But guess what? This card isn't trying to punish you. It's holding up a mirror. What are you still chained to that's keeping you small, sweet one? Addiction to approval? Fear of failure? Obsessing over aesthetics instead of authenticity? And now the Hierophant steps in like a wise elder at the end of a storm, offering you a key. This is about reclaiming your spiritual truth, not the one handed down to you by someone else, but your truth. It's time to rebuild on your own sacred terms, brick by intuitive brick. Your witch's orders. Let the tower crumble. Face the shadows without flinching, and then reclaim your spiritual sovereignty. You don't need permission to rewrite the rules. You just need courage to live them.
Ooh, Scorpio. This is your soul glow-up arc, emotional fulfillment, spiritual structure, and then a wild leap into the unknown? Yes, please. This feels like wise witch chooses chaos, but make it sacred. Scorpio. The Ten of Cups says your heart's been turning into true happiness lately. Emotional fulfillment, deep love, a sense of belonging, it's all on your radar and maybe even starting to bloom in your life. This is the kind of joy you don't want to question, unless you're you. Because then the Hierophant shows up in your obstacle spot, reminding us that Scorpio doesn't do blind obedience. Old traditions, societal norms, or even your own internalized rules might be making you question whether this happiness is allowed, whether you deserve it. Spoiler, you absolutely do. And now, boom, the Fool steps in with glittery wings and no return ticket. This is your permission slip to break out of the box, toss the rule book, and leap into something new. Be it a path, a relationship, or a self-concept. You don't need every answer. You just need a little faith, a dash of daring, and your intuition on speed dial. Witch's orders for Scorpio. Joy isn't suspicious. It's sacred. Let go of needing it to be earned and embrace the wild unknown. Leap, Scorpio. The universe is ready to catch you and carry you somewhere magical.
Yes, Sagittarius. This is boss witch energy with the side of, I'm quietly watching everything before I dip. You're nurturing your power, questioning the noise, and prepping for a graceful exit. Let's break it down. You've got your eye on the long game. The Queen of Pentacles says you're focused on stability, your growth, and maybe your coin. Hello, high value goddess. You're creating comfort, tending your magic, and making sure your world feels safe and sacred. But then the Page of Swords comes in with all that noisy, scattered curiosity. This little spy is in your obstacle spot for a reason. There's too much thinking, too much watching, not enough grounding. Are you over-researching, overthinking, stalking a situation instead of actually moving on it? Now, the Six of Swords is your cosmic GPS. Get out of the mental storm. It's time to move on, physically, emotionally, energetically. Whether it's leaving a situation, shifting your mental mindset, or just not responding to the drama, this is your cue to float toward peace. You can take the lesson, but leave the baggage, babe. Your witch's orders. Trust what you've built. You don't need to keep gathering intel. You already know what you need to do. Choose peace, pack light, sail on.
Ooh, Capricorn, you're ending this week's roundup like a boss. With expansion, celebration, and connection, we love a grounded queen finally letting herself feel the joy. Let's pop the cork and dive in. Capricorn, the Three of Wands says your gaze is on the horizon. What you've done with the work, made the moves, now you're waiting for your ships to roll in. This is the waiting room of success. Exciting, nerve-wracking, and filled with that almost there energy. But plot twist, the Three of Cups is showing up as an obstacle. Yes, joy is getting in your way. Why? Because sometimes you're so focused on the next goalpost that you forgot to actually celebrate. Are you downplaying your wins? Avoiding fun because you feel it hasn't earned yet? Not inviting your coven to clink cauldrons with you? The Two of Cups steps in with a wink and a warm hug. This card wants connection, intimacy, and vulnerability. Whether it's deepening a relationship, opening up to love, or simply letting someone in, your advice is clear. Stop solo climbing and start soul linking. Witch's orders for Capricorn. Let yourself be proud. Celebrate your progress. And most importantly, let yourself connect. Success is sweeter when shared. Call your people, share your heart, say yes to love. Woo! If your sign just got called out, don't worry, babe. Mine did too. The stars, relentless. The cards, rude. And me, just the messenger. But now, it's your turn to flip the script. You send in your juiciest, weirdest, and most magical questions. And I'm here with answers straight from the witch's desk. No question is too spicy, too shadowy, or too sparkly. Let's dig into the listener Q&A and see what the coven's curious about this week. User Leah K3290 asked, what has been your favorite part about doing this podcast so far? I think my favorite part is the experience. It's super fun doing the podcast with Moonlily.
I have a couple of different things that are my favorite about doing this podcast so far. And the first one is being able to spend time with mini Moonlily and having this experience with her. But the other part is when my friends and I talk about it and they're all giggling about this part or that part that was extra sassy or just, funny. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie. I like the validation that I hear sometimes when someone says, oh my gosh, the cards are totally calling me out this week. Or, you were spot on with this or that. I just get a big kick out of it.
User Leah K3290 also asked, if you had the ability to use any spell for a good cause, what would it be and why? I think it would be to have everyone be kind because I experience bullying and I don't want it to happen to anyone else.
So if I had the ability to do any spell for a good cause, it would probably be to end world hunger and end homelessness. I think that everyone should have a meal to eat when they're hungry, and everyone should have a place they can call home.
User Leah K3290 asked another question. Hey Minnie, what do you like to do for fun? What are your interests/hobbies? I like to play softball for fun. And my interests/hobbies, I really like softball, drawing, and my hobbies are drawing and playing video games. Username Daniel Mara asked, I have a question for Minnie. What are you learning about the cards and spiritually while working so beautifully on this podcast? Keep it up, kiddo. Moonlily pulls and reads all the cards, so I haven't had a chance to learn that much. But I do have my own beginner's deck that I will hopefully use to learn a bunch more. Tay asked, Minnie, is this something you will continue to do in the future? If so, I'm interested into listening what you have learned about this so far. I think I would like to do something like this in the future. And I've learned a lot about tarot reading so far, but I'm still learning some about pulling and reading tarot. I don't really understand how to read them and everything, but I've learned a lot and I still have a lot to go. Renee asked, what's the best part about doing this amazing podcast together? Is it the giggles, the stories of the cards, or just getting to be magical together? I think it's just getting to be magical together and hanging out and having fun. It's really fun hanging out with Moonlily and recording the podcast with her.
The best part about doing this together is definitely the giggles, but it's also the memories that we're making, because these memories are going to be, recorded, and they're going to be online forever, and she can always go back and listen to this whenever she needs to or wants to, and I can do the same. I think that's the real treasure.
User Mystical Moonlilies asked, this question is for Mini Moonlily. Do you pull and read the cards like Moonlily does? If not, is that something you're interested in doing? I don't pull and read the cards like Moonlily does, but that might be something I'm interested in doing in the future.
And that, my loves, is the last spell for this week's cauldron. Let's close the circle and seal the magic. Thank you for tuning in, lighting a candle, and letting your spirit come and play with ours this week. Whether you're flying high on wand energy, stuck in sword thoughts, or vibing with your cosmic cups, remember, you're never too much, never too lost, and always just witchy enough. Big love to Mini Moonlily for joining me tonight, and to you, sweet soul, for being part of this weird, wonderful tarot family. Make sure to follow, rate, share, and review if your broomstick hasn't broken yet, and tag me if a card came for your throat. I want receipts. Until next time, stay sacred, stay spicy, and stay just a little bit shadowy. Blessed be, baby. And that's your tarot tea for the week, witches. Trust what resonates, release what doesn't, and keep showing up as your most aligned self. If you love this magical moment, don't forget to follow, rate, and share, which, please, it's tarot time. I'll be back next week to stir the zodiac cauldron all over again. Until then, stay witchy and don't let the stars ghost you. Oh, and follow me on TikTok at lilies.fireflies.